What's up everyone, it is HPW Figs here, and today I have the beginning of a brand new series here on my channel that I've been meaning to start for a little while now. I'm coming at you guys with a brand new series called Diary of a Custom. So what this series is basically, it's pretty self-explanatory. It is the making of a custom WWE or AEW action figure, and in the first ever episode today, we are going to be making 2025 Summerslam World Heavyweight Championship winning Fantastic Four inspired Trunks. As I'm recording this, night 2 of SummerSlam just finished, and I have been going back and forth on it all day about whether or not I want to make this gear, because I just love the look of it as soon as I saw it, and I do want to make this gear, so I'm gonna make it. So I've got a couple different choices here on how I can go about this. I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is take the upper body and crotch from this CM Punk, put these legs on it from my custom Kit Bash Mattel Jazzwares sort of hunk of junk CM Punk that was very much an experiment gone wrong. So I'm thinking I'll take the legs from that, switch these kick pads on, and then use maybe this head scan for it and paint it all up, you know, get it all nice and good and accurate, and that'll be that. So a relatively easy one. I am going to try and hand paint the logos. I've got a special strategy that I'm thinking of that I'll show you guys later on in the video. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. So the first step here was taking off the legs from that Elite sort of hodgepodge thing. They didn't come off of the Unrivaled one, so I had to heat them up alongside the boots, which came off pretty easily. Then it was the kick pads from the AEW legs, which gave me a bit of grief. I had to heat them up like 1 or 2 times, more than I was expecting to actually get them to go off. But I got them on to the AEW figure, and then I had a base, and from there it was straight into painting it. So I started off by painting the whole thing white to give myself a good base to draw out all the logos that I was going to then hand paint. So my strategy was I was going to draw them with pencil and then paint them on. From here, it was just a matter of putting on as many coats of white I could do until it became clear enough for me to put the pencil on and not see what was under it. So, just a bunch of white coats for these next couple of shots. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this style of video, by the way. I'm aiming to give it more of like a chill, just sort of hanging out kind of vibe to it. And I want to do this for every custom that I make in the future, so let me know if you'd like to see more of it and if you want me to change the way I do it. This is like the 3rd coat of white paint here. By this point, I kind of assumed that it would have been that would be a sufficient amount of paint, but it actually wasn't, so exceeded my expectations, and I was a little bit peeved off because I'd expected at this point to be drawing on the logos by now, so I was kind of annoyed that I was behind in a way, except I wasn't behind because I ended up being able to do this whole custom in one night, so that was still cool. So now I've got a clean slate and the base for this CM Punk custom. So what I'm going to do next is, because I'm hand painting it and hand painting all the logos and the stars and stuff, I'm going to try draw it a couple times at a couple like different sizes, and then from there see what I can do and try attempt to trace the designs on with a pencil onto the actual figure, then paint over those with the black outline, and then I will do the blue. So, I'm not gonna say wish me luck, because Punk says luck is for losers, so actually scratch that. Let's not hope it goes well, let's do it well. So here you'll immediately notice that my drawing skills aren't the best, despite the fact that the stars are literally just like a couple straight lines. It's a deceivingly difficult task and like a deceivingly difficult shape to draw. But after a couple times doing it over and over again, I feel like I got the flow of it, so yeah. Alright, I've drawn it a few times. Not the greatest. I feel like this one or this one might be my best run. I had a go at drawing it as much to scale as I can with this one. I put it up against one of the tights legs as like a reference, and I think that's about as well as I'm gonna get it. Obviously it's not perfect, but I'm not expecting perfection. If I wanted it to be perfect, I would get decals, but I'm not waiting that long. I want to make it now. So I think we're just gonna wait for the trunks to dry and then give it a go. So here I'm using a ruler to measure up the rectangles on the side of the trunks that I thought this would make it look cooler and more precise, but it didn't really do anything. It just sort of made them straight lines, which I guess did help out in the end, but it wasn't like a major factor. Anyways, as soon as I finished that, I was straight onto the stars. The second one gave me a bit of grief. I had to do it a couple times and rub it out. But by the end of it, I was happy with it. And then the other ones were real easy, and I was straight on to painting them. And I think painting it made them shaped just like a tiny bit better. That third one I messed up a little bit, but I go over it and fix it a little bit later. Same with one of the rectangles on the sides. So here you see me fixing the little mess-ups and splodges of paint that I got on those parts. Pretty easy fix here, nothing like too complicated. I really enjoyed painting the stars because I think they came out in a nice shape. I think they came out like the lines were great and everything like that. And after cleaning all that up, it was time to mix blue and white. I couldn't get a precise blue. I think the one I got on something else that I haven't shown you in the video yet. I think I got it better for that. But regardless, I was happy with how it went for this one. So started painting with the blue. It only took me 2 coats for the blue, which I'm happy about. It was less time spent painting and more time spent admiring the figure. And painting in between the lines was pretty fun with this. I'm not gonna lie. Also, just seeing it like come to fruition as it progressed, that was also very cool. And then after the trunks, it was onto the kick pads. Drew those on. The kick pads arguably were my favorite. Not arguably, who am I arguing with myself? They were my favorite part to do. Even the stars on those, I think they turned out maybe the best on the figure. I really enjoyed sketching it out and then actually seeing how it looked fully painted. I think the painted version of these looked really cool. And having something drawn on to then paint in between, it's like a little coloring book, but like on a figure. And it's a really fun experience, and it's very rewarding and satisfying to do. I don't want to sound like an adult with an adult coloring book, you know, those weird types of people. Anyways, then there was more outlining to do, which I'm not the greatest at. I think it's just because I need a finer brush, maybe, for smaller lines, but it still conveys the idea that I wanted to get across with the outlines on this one. Got them a little too thick on that right side, but I think that basically brought us to being done. I sealed it off camera, and I am super stoked with how it looks. This is a really sick looking CM Punk figure. And with that being said, I think that's gonna wrap us up for the video, and I am kidding, he needs a jacket. This was a fun little first time thing for me. I never used fabric paint on any like figure thing before. I've used it once before on a costume, but that wasn't on the scale that this is. It was very tedious, and I was expecting it to cover the white. I was expecting the white to cover a little bit more, but it didn't. Here's the blue I was talking about earlier. I think I got this closer than I did on the trunks and the kick pads themselves. I'm really liking how light it is. Did mess up a couple times, and the brush strokes are very apparent, but that's not much of a bother for me, because I wasn't really planning on doing a jacket anyways. It was a sort of last minute decision, so yeah. And now we are actually fully finished with this SummerSlam 2025 CM Punk custom, and man, I love it. I really enjoyed making this. I love the attire in real life, obviously. I thought it was awesome and knew I needed to make a custom of it as soon as I saw him come out wearing it. And I'm glad with how it turned out. My favorite part is definitely either the trunk design or... Actually, no, my favorite part is, in fact, the kick pad design. The jacket was definitely a learning experience. It's obviously the first time I've used fabric paint. And I think considering my skills with fabric paint, I think it turned out the best it could be. So, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see more Diary of a Custom videos, and I will catch you guys whenever I see ya.